So let's extract the flashcards into a usable format now. So we have, let's put this where we need to have it in the order that it needs to go. And show the user the flashcards. That will need to be down here at the bottom. Let's make this a little more consolidated. So extract flashcards into a usable format. So we have our, we're returning flashcards. So we need to set that to a value. So let's call that raw flashcards equals the result of this. Okay. So now we have a list. So let's say for card in raw flashcards, we want to do something to it. So they're in raw format right now. So let's see what that looks like. Let's debug here. It doesn't like that because we're not actually compiling. Let's say print card. Okay, let's try again. Because we had a syntax error, it wasn't actually able to compile the Python because we had an unfinished for loop. So it didn't like that. Okay, now if we look at our variables, we have raw flashcards, and each item, we have the whole line and then a new line character. So let's get rid of that new line character. Let's see. Let's say card is now card.strip. Remember, that gets rid of those extra escape characters on from a string. So that will take care of getting rid of the \n. And now what we can do is we can create our dictionary. So let's say flashcards dictionary equals empty dictionary. So card equals card.strip. And let's split them. So question answer equals card.split. And I believe we talked about this, the split method, when we were talking about strings. If we did not, then this is a new for you, a very useful method on strings where we split a string by a delimiter, and our delimiter is the colon. So we know that we will have two things. We'll have two items, so we're just packing that into two variables. Question will be the first item in the result of this split function. Splits it into two items, and answer will be the item on the right of that colon. So let's make sure that's working. Let's say print, let's use an F string, question, and then question, answer. All right. Let's even just debug as well. So we have answer is 3, and question is how many sides does a triangle have? And then we see the raw card. So that looks good. And then if we actually continue on, we can just continue Whoops. Got an error. Expected 2, got 1. Let's try that again. So we do what's the value of pi, and then our answer is 3.14, and then we try it again. Not enough values to unpack. Expected 2, but got 1. What is the value of pi? Oh, we are missing, on this next line, we're missing our delimiter, colon. And we'll talk later in the course about how to do a little bit more checking of things. We'll talk about some try and accept statements, which help us check some values and make sure things are working as they should. We haven't learned that yet, but we will. So let's run that again. Okay, there we go. So question, answer. So it looks like that's all right. So now let's put these into our dictionary. So let's say FlashcardsProject, and then we'll, for the key of our dictionary, we're just going to put the question. And then the value we'll assign to the answer. So let's go to that point and show you what that will look like. So FlashcardsProject doesn't have anything yet. If we move along, however, we see it has one value with the key being how many sides does a triangle have, and the value being 3. So we keep adding to that dictionary as we keep iterating over. Okay. So now, lastly, show the user the flashcards. We have a dictionary. Here, I'm just going to print that so we can see it all at once too. Flashcards dict. This won't be the best format, but there we see our dictionary. Okay. So now show the user the flashcards. Question first, then answer. We will say for question answer in FlashcardsProject.items. If you remember, this returns each key and value into our 2 variables here. So the key will be question, the value is answer. And we'll say, I'm going to print here, press any key. Let's say press enter to reveal answer for each question. Okay. For question answer in FlashcardsDict.items, print. Let's do our F string question, and then question. Then how we can wait for user input is we're actually, instead of printing that, we're going to do input. Because this is just a prompt. Remember, from what we learned about input, the parameter is just the prompt we're showing to the user. So then when the user presses any key, or enter key rather, then the script will continue processing, but the user needs to press some input. So that's how we can show them the question without showing them the answer. So then we can print the answer. Okay, so we're printing the question, showing, and then once they hit enter, we're showing them the answer. So let's try that out. All right, press enter to reveal answer for each question. Question, how many sides does a triangle have? Okay, I say it has 3 sides. Answer 3. Okay. Question, what shape is the Earth? Answer sphere. I'm hitting enter in between after each question. What is the value of pi? What is larger, an elephant or a mouse? What is the square root of 9? Okay, and we're done. So we could easily create dozens or hundreds of flashcards in our flashcards file, separate it with our colon delimiter. And we could use this script, which is it's literally 20 lines of code or less, not including our spaces here. We're looking at 15 to 20 lines of code. Isn't that incredible? That Python is that powerful that we can create flashcards for ourselves with 15 plus lines of code. So just as a review, what we've done is we've just used a method because we've learned about methods to open our file and return a list of every line in the file. We've got our file path. We read the file. We call that method that we've defined. And then we just go through each card and we put it into a little better format. And then we show the user the questions and answers. So I hope that's been a useful exercise for you and demonstrate some things we can do with reading files. And you could, if you're in a class, for example, you could just have a text file. You could just add flashcards every lecture, add a few questions and answers, and then just keep running your Python program to make your own flashcards and studying throughout the semester. And there you go. Very useful stuff. So, all right, guys, that was it for the flashcards program, and we will see you in the next lecture.